Okay, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow La Jollans, and fellow Americans. My name is Leslie Williams. I live in La Jolla, California, San Diego County. Today's date is February 19th, 2015. Now, what am I doing? I'm making a video file, that's what I'm doing. But check it out, this is an update video. It's a news broadcast. In fact, I think I'm going to start labeling my videos Learning Disabled Woman Being Gang Stalked in San Diego, News Update, and then put the day's date on it. How's your day going? Okay, yeah. The purpose of this video is to show my viewers, because I have a pretty sneaky, I have a pretty good feeling that I got some regular viewers. Anyways, check it out. Alright, so this is my new hiking situation, and I am already being gang stalked here. This is the 6th hiking area I've been gang stalked to. The very first one was when I was hiking 150 feet away from the San Diego FBI, when their building used to be over off of Ruffin Road and Ariel Drive, right behind Walmart. Now, this is the 6th one. Check out my new tent. Check it out, baby. Check it out. Anyways, this is a $85 tent, and what I'm doing, I'll go to the front of it in a minute. I'm going to probably talk fast in this video so I can say as much as I possibly can in 15 minutes, because I think I'll put this video in a new YouTube account. So anyways, okay, so this tent right here is 8 feet by, it's a Eureka, oh heck, I forgot the rest of the name of it. It's a Eureka 1. Anyways, you'll find it if you look for it. I'm having one of those brain freezes. Okay, so this black weatherization sheet that you see on top of it right now, it's a little bit crinkled, but this black weatherization sheet is actually one big gigantic piece that has been taped together with electrical tape in ways to where it would withstand the rain. Now, I still got a couple more enhancements to do on it, but I'll eventually get to that. Anyways, it's 8 feet in length, 2 feet 8 inches in height, and 2 feet it's either 2 feet 4 inches in height or 2 feet 8 inches in height, and then the same thing in width. I'll go to the front of it in a minute, and please excuse my burp. The reason why I bought this tent was because you can clearly see that as a result of it being so small, that this tent can be propped up at a location. This tent doesn't even go as high as your knee. Okay, and as far as height goes, the back of it, the front of it is it's a teeny bit higher. But the reason why I bought it was for this purpose. I'm now stealth camping in order to make it more difficult for any law enforcement to say they have a normal apparent reason to know where I'm at, because of the fact that this tent is usually not up this early. It's going to only be put up about within 40 minutes of dark, and then it's going to be taken down within minutes of it being light out in the morning. Now, considering the location that I'm hiking on, there should be no legitimate and or normal apparent excuse for anybody to be in my physical presence, because the location I'm on right now, people should not be in the area within those time frames. Plus, as a result of it being so low, okay, it can easily be fitted in well, let me just show you the landscape here real fast. This landscape I picked because it's extremely, and I've already checked out this tree, trust me. This tree is not fully dead, okay? And I watch the weather, so when it goes to rain, I reposition this at another spot where there's not a lot of trees in the area. Even though I've already kind of looked at it, if this tree was to fall, it probably would not fall this way. Okay. Alright, so anyways, check it out. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm basically trying my best to show you how densely the area is. This area goes by a code. It's got a code abbreviation attached to it. And I've done that for legal, strategic, and security purposes. So when I talk about it so I can basically state where I'm at, RR Colony 5-1. And that way I can verbally keep the location hidden, but if I ever had to disclose it, everybody and anybody would be completely aware that the abbreviation fits and accurately describes the location. So, again, that was done for legal, strategic, and security purposes. Now, What I do in reference to, well, let me just show you this back area because I have to walk to the front too to show you my security parameter over there. If you're hiking for whatever reason, whether you're just homeless or you're hiking or whatever, especially if you're a female, but same goes for a male, obviously. The best thing to do, well let me just tell you what I do. I put down dry branches. I get them out of the way in the morning when I got to walk around. But like, see this branch? Now watch what happens when I step on it. Okay. Now that's what you want to put at any conceivable entrance that somebody might be able to begin to enter your area. That will give you time to either pick up your phone, run away if you can get out of the tent in time, and or pick up anything that you might have to pick up in order to defend yourself. Because anybody that's approaching your area, okay, even if they stumble across it, they should know better not to walk up to it. Common sense dictates that. The point, especially after dark, okay? Now, if anybody ever approaches me down here, whether I'm inside the tent or not, I'm going to pretend that I'm with a man. And then I'm also going to say, this spot is taken, please leave. And if they continue to approach me, that should tell you and anybody else that they had criminal intent. Even the fact that if I pretend like I'm with a man, okay, and they still approach me, then that definitely says that these motherfuckers are up to no good. Whether it be one person or two or more. Absolutely. Okay, so anyways, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes is this. This area is so condensely populated with fallen trees, bushes, branches, trees that are not dead trees, and also considering the fact that how a lot of these dead trees have fallen on the ones that are still erected. In other words, it's nothing but a mismatch of upright trees, bushes that are not dead trees, and just other vegetation. In other words, it takes me 15 minutes to walk out of here, and if you knew, well, I can't say too much because then I'll be giving away. Let me just put it to you this way. What I don't talk about is not talked about for security purposes. So, anyways, the whole entire area is completely way far away from anybody being able to even hear me. Well, they definitely can't see me even when I'm standing up, because I've already surveilled the entire perimeter, and I'm talking about within a 500-yard distance. So, if you can't see me and or hear me, the only excuse anybody would have concerning why they're in my physical presence would be, well, what? Well, I went exploring. I wanted to enjoy the woods. Bullshit. Because where I'm at right now, even if I was to go just a regular exploring, okay, if I had no intent on stealth camping or anything like that, I would not go this far. Because you wouldn't believe what I got to go through just to get up in here. Okay? Most people that go exploring just want to enjoy nature. You know, they don't go... Let me just put it to you this way. If I went to go that way, or if I went to go over that way and then continue to go out, it could take me up to 6 minutes just to walk 15 feet. Do you understand? Alright, so this right here is going to be, it's got a measured security parameter set up for it right now. Okay? So if anybody wants to try and come at me from this way, whether I'm up or not, I'll at least be able to hear it. Okay? I also have a sensor alarm inside the tent, so when I'm sleeping, it sits in front of the door, and if anybody tries to open up the tent, it'll go off. Okay? Now, the point being, everything else, the vegetation being displaced and the dead branches being broken as they're approaching the area should alert me. Now, these filthy red-ass whores, in reference, sorry about my language, please, I'm just pissed off a little bit right now. But the point being, is as a result of being gang stalked, being a gang stalking victim, I'm literally living this way because of the gang stalking. So you can go to Google and type in gang stalking creating homelessness of targets. You can go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids, and you can also go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman exposes flat out evidence of gang stalking. Now, this area right here is just a teeny bit weak in reference to security, but if you were on the other side of it, you'd see how much they got to go through just to begin to walk through here. In fact, the security that's already propped up over there is better than just as good as what's over here. This is all a bunch of cut down trees that somebody did. Okay. This over here, I would definitely be able to know without a doubt, be able to hear anybody walking up through here. And the reason why I know it is because I cut down these branches today to use as a tent pole, or a backup tent pole. And you wouldn't believe what I had to go through just to walk over there. Okay. So this is the back area. Now I began to say all you gotta do is go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman exposes flat out evidence of gang stalking." Learning disabled woman catches gang stalking. Learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments, and just research gang stalking thoroughly online. Alright, so let me walk over here and I'm going to show you, try to show you what the tent looks like from the inside. Just real briefly, because I got a few more statements to make and I got a little under 4 minutes to do it. Oh! It's looking a little shabby right now because I just got done doing some stuff. I don't know how well you can see, but that's the back of the tent right there. Let me turn on my headlamp. Let me take a look. Kinda. Alright, so now it needs a little bit of work still in order to get it a little bit more. So this is just basically my blankets, and I've already talked about the dimensions of the tent. It's a Eureka, I forgot what the rest is. Oh, it's a Eureka Solitaire tent, Solitaire 1. And I strongly suggest if you buy this tent that you buy some backup tent poles, or learn how to make tent poles out of live branches, tree branches, which can actually be better because they're stronger. The ones that bend. I spent about 2 hours this morning looking for backup tree branches. I successfully made 2 of them and have also propped up at least 3 more that'll probably be able to be usable. Now let's take a look at the front parameter. You can see all this right here. But I see if you're camping, no matter who you are, one of the best things to do when you're camping is to definitely use dead branches, but not only dead branches. You want to find you want to also find solid wood. And what you want to do is you want to crisscross them and entangle them, just like you would with barbed wire. Like if you ever you can go to YouTube right now and look at those prison videos, and you'll see about how on the top of the walls, the prison walls, they'll have barbed wire that's all entangled. Okay, same concept. Okay, so basically what I did was I entangled this to the point to where somebody would really have to come up here and act like a hopped up cowboy to get to me real fast. You understand? And that's the first parameter over there, which is literally set up just like barbed wire branches, put and entangled in a bunch of different ways, to where even if they just move one, okay, they won't be able to move it in order to be able to walk through. They have to try to move it, and then they're entangled. Let me just put it to you that way. Okay. Then I put up the second reinforced parameter here. Now let's take a look at this right here. This right here is this wide open spot. Now this weatherization sheet, you cannot see no flashlight. Okay, at night coming out of this tent. And when I choose to, because the way this tent is shut up, okay, I have this right here, okay, that covers most of the front of it on top of the door of the actual tent, and then this part of the weatherization sheet that I built. And in case you're wondering where I got this at, I got this at Walmart and taped it together very, very, very securely. And it's done to keep the rain out and the flashlight from being seen. Now, so this covers, this part of the same weatherization sheet that covers the whole entire tent still covers about, let's say, I don't know, almost 80% of the front of the tent. And then the tent door, and then the tent screen door. And I figured, well, there's still just a little bit here where they might try and claim that they saw a flashlight and then use that as an excuse for the cops being called. Gang stalking staged events. So what I decided to do, staged events and gang stalking crimes are called street theaters, and that term can be Googled. So anyway, so what I decided to do was I take this right here and I bring it across here. Oh, I guess I knocked that down today now that I remember. Okay, so I'll just tie it up to that one. So what I do is I take this stick, and I'm actually going to get a better stick, one that's not so thin. And what I do is I take that 55-gallon industrial size contractor bag, and what I did was I tied up strings, one on each end and one in the middle. And markers. Okay. And what it does is it gets tied up to this bar, and it acts as a shade, like a shade for a window. Okay. Now that one goes there. Then I got one hanging here, and then I put a third one in the middle to cover up the gap. Now, once it gets dark down up in here, you can't see nothing. You can't even see the tent. And the only reason why, like when I use my phone at night to use the internet or whatever, or if I decide to open up just this one small little itty bitty corner, just stick my hand out to have a cigarette. Okay, and I don't use anything at all except for blankets to heat my tent. I don't use portable heaters or nothing, or no makeshift heaters or anything. That's too dangerous. So what I do is put on long johns, 5 pairs of long johns, 2 sleeping bags, 2 blankets, and a pair of sweatpants, and then sweatshirts and stuff like that. I don't use any type of portable heat or homemade heat. Okay, nope. And I always make sure that when I go to smoke this cigarette, like I'll be laying down and I'll be smoking a cigarette right here, you know, with my face inside right there. I brush away all the leaves and everything, so trust me, when I hit a cigarette, the phone goes off and my entire attention is on that cigarette to make sure that it's out, put out, before I decide to get back, you know, zip up the small part. I only unzip this part of it right here, right there, and then I just stick my hand out here and, you know, go like that with the cigarette, take a puff, go like that again, put it out, and then I put the rock over it. And I double check it because I got my heat lamp. I'm sorry, I got my headlamp, which is on my head right now. Okay, so that's basically the gist of the situation. It turned out to where this video turned out to be longer than 15 minutes. So, but anyways, I've been gang stalked now to 6 hiking areas, and the organized stalking, gang stalking of me literally created the homelessness. So you can research this crime in depthly to see that I am not the only victim of this crime. Hold on a second. Yeah. So. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be dark out here very soon, so I'm going to have to stop making this video so I can put the weatherization sheets up. But now, in closing, there's only one small vulnerable spot concerning being able to enter from out there. Okay, I picked this location because it's not that it's close enough to neighbors and other areas where neighbors might be going for a walk or whatever, for them to be able to hear me scream, blow, whistle, or my sports horn. I got one of these sports horns that you like blow when you go to a sporting event, so you know what I'm talking about. You can find them in the sporting good aisle at your neighborhood Walmart or wherever else. So I picked this area because it's secluded enough to where I can't be seen or heard from a distance unless I'm screaming, blowing a whistle, or my sports horn, in case somebody tries to come down here and assault me, which they had brought men up in my last hiking area to assault me because I was whistleblowing them all over the internet. So the point being is, I made sure I picked up a spot that was close enough to neighbors they can hear me scream, but far enough away to where they can hear me making normal noise. Okay? The vegetation clearly covers me. It 100% clearly covers me. Okay? There's only one small little vulnerable spot to this area, and that's way over there. Okay, where you could walk up in here from there, but you still have to go through quite a bit of brush to do it. You'd have to have it completely, in other words, any normal appearing excuse could not be used for using that entrance. None whatsoever, because of the type of area and location that I'm at. I also fortified it, though, with a security parameter as well, and I'm going to reinforce it tomorrow. So, fellow American citizens, fellow San Diegoans, fellow La Jollans, and fellow Californians, my name is Leslie Williams. I live in La Jolla. You can go to YouTube and type in similarities between gang stalking and human trafficking. So, that's the meat and potatoes, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I gotta get my weatherization sheets up, and then I'm gonna get inside my tent and have a cupcake and have a cigarette and try and enjoy the evening. I wish you all best, and I hope that my statements in reference to how I hike and some of the security parameters that I'm using have been helpful to you. And I guess I'm gonna go now. I gotta get. Have a good night.